Welcome students to the last session of chapter Life Processes. Today we will study about excretory system. Excretion is the removal of the substances from the plants, animals and other living organisms. In humans, the skin, lungs and kidneys are the excretory organ. Excretion is the removal of the toxic materials, nitrogenous wastes, excess substances. Unicellular organisms use diffusion to remove the waste into the surroundings. Excretion is not same as egestion. We have studied about egestion in the previous sessions, where the undigested food is removed through the anus. Excretory system in the plants. Plants need to excrete excess carbon dioxide and oxygen. Carbon dioxide is a waste product of aerobic respiration in plant cells. Oxygen is a waste product of photosynthesis. Unlike animals, plants do not have any specialized excretory organs. Excess of carbon dioxide and oxygen are excreted from the plant through the stomata in the leaves. Plants get rid of excess water by transpiration. Plants use the fact that many of their tissues have dead cells. Plants lose leaves. Waste product may be stored in leaves that fall off. Waste products are stored in cellular vacuoles. In old xylem, waste products such as resins and gums are stored. Plants also excrete some waste substances into the soil around them. This is a stomata. From here, excretion of wastes such as carbon dioxide, oxygen, and water in the form of water vapor takes place. This is gum that has been excreted out from the older xylems. And this is a leaf which is turned yellow and it is removed by the plant. Human excretory organs: skin, lungs, and kidney. In the skin, there are sweat glands. These sweat glands produce sweat. The water in the sweat helps to keep the body cool during the hot conditions. Along with water, this sweat also contains salts and urea. In the lungs, the excess of carbon dioxide and water vapor are removed when the humans breathe out. The kidneys are the organs of urinary system. It removes excess water, salts, and urea. The kidneys are bilateral bean-shaped organs. Bilateral means they are seen on both the halves of our body. They are reddish brown in color and are located in the posterior abdomen on both the sides of the spine behind the stomach. This is how the location of the kidney comes in. You have to see on the dorsal side. Many of the people have two kidneys. Each kidney is of the size of the adult fist. The main function is to filter and excrete waste products from the blood. They are also responsible for water and electrolyte balance in the body. Metabolic waste such as urea or uric acid and excess electrolytes from the blood are excreted by the kidney to form urine. Urine is transported from the kidney to the bladder by the ureters. This urine leaves the body via the urethra. This is a kidney. If you see the anatomy of the kidney, the outer part is called as cortex. This pyramid part is called as medulla. And in the pelvis part, the urine is collected. And this urine that is collected inside the kidney comes out in the ureter. There are two ureters. They both enter into a muscular organ that is a urinary bladder. This is called as urethra and the opening is called as urethral opening. So this is a cortex. This is a medulla part. This is the calyx part where the urine is collected. People have stones which is mainly found in the calyx part. And when it comes out of the kidney, it enters into the ureter. The unit for filtration is called as nephron, and this is a nephron. Here 2 nephrons are seen. These nephrons can be found in whole of the kidney, in the cortex part and in the medulla part. The basic unit of structure and function of the kidney is the nephron. Each kidney in the human contains an estimated nearly 1 million nephrons. The size of each nephron is nearly 3 centimeters. It covers a length of nearly 120 kilometers, and therefore there is enormous surface area for the exchange of materials. The different parts of the nephron. They are the Bowman's capsule. Inside the Bowman's capsule is the glomerulus. One is an afferent arteriole and one is an efferent arteriole. This is a place inside the Bowman's capsule where filtration takes place, and it is also called as ultrafiltration. The waste enters into the tubule. So this is a long tubule, you can see. And these tubules are broadly classified as a proximal tubule, the tubule that is near to the ultrafiltration. Then there is a loop of Henle. This Henle loop are divided as descending limb and ascending limb. Then there is a distal convoluted tube, which finally removes the urine in the collecting tubule. This is a collecting tubule. The whole function of this tubule is to reabsorb water and useful salts back and to remove the urine which is in the concentrate form. So the whole of the nephron is divided into 6 parts. The first is the Bowman capsules, and inside the Bowman's capsule is the glomerulus. Further, there is a proximal convoluted tube. Then there is a loop of Henle. There is a descending limb and ascending limb of the loop of Henle. There is a distal convoluted tubule, and finally the urine gets collected in the collecting duct. This is how ultrafiltration takes place. This is a Bowman's capsule. Inside the Bowman capsule, there is a network of capillaries. And this network of capillaries in which filtration takes place is called as ultrafiltration. The ultrafiltration takes place mainly because there is a pressure difference in this area. This is an afferent arteriole and this is an efferent arteriole. You can see the lumen size. The afferent arteriole has the duct size that is bigger. The lumen is bigger in size. Here, the lumen is smaller in size. This creates a pressure gradient in the capillaries. When the blood enters from the arterioles into the capillaries, the space, the lumen becomes very small. And during this, ultrafiltration takes place. The size of the red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets is more, and the wastes are squeezed out inside this capsule. And along with the wastes, water and useful glucose and other materials, other electrolytes also enter into it, and it enters into the proximal convoluted tubule. So you should know what is a Bowman's capsule and what is a glomerulus. Bowman's capsule is a capsule in which a network of capillaries is found. This network of capillaries is called as glomerulus. So a glomerulus is a knot of capillaries that is found in the capsule. The diameter of the capillaries is less than that of arterioles, and therefore the capillary pressures rises. Due to this, water and smaller solutes, they are squeezed out of the capillaries inside the capsule. The larger proteins, the blood cells, the WBCs, the platelets are left behind in the blood. The first step is in the formation of urine is called as ultrafiltration. It takes place in the Bowman's capsule and it takes place under pressure. This pressure is also known as hydrostatic pressure or the pumping pressure. This is because blood enters at a very high pressure directly from the heart via the dorsal aorta to the renal artery and finally into the arteriole. Most of the water, nutrients like the glucose, amino acids, and the required salts are reabsorbed in the proximal convoluted tube. The function of the loop of Henle is to conserve the water. The longer the loop, the more concentrated urine is produced because it is going to reabsorb water. The fine control of the precision amount of water and salts reabsorbed is very important in osmoregulation. This is one role of the distal convoluted and the collecting duct. The urine finally enters into the ureter. There are two ureters, one attached to each of the kidney. The upper half of the ureter is located in the abdomen and the lower half is located in the pelvic area. The urinary bladder is a muscular organ in which the two ureters enter inside and the urine is filled up area. The urinary bladder is a place where urine is collected and then it is excreted out through a urethral, and there is an opening that is called as urethral opening. So the urinary bladder is a muscular organ. It collects and stores urine from the kidney. In the human, the bladder is hollow and muscular and elastic. Urine enters the bladder via the ureters and it exits out via the urethra. On an average, the bladder can hold 300 to 500 milliliter of urine. The muscles over here are voluntary muscles. When the bladder is full, an urge of urination will be there. And since it is under voluntary control, the person can do the urination as per his or her will. It is a normal for adult humans to urinate up to 7 times during the day. The urethra is a tube and it connects the bladder to the opening. The opening is called as urethral opening. It is a part of urinary tract system that in the descending order inclusion is there of the kidney, the ureters, the bladder and the urethra. Thank you so much.